And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Bill Guile.
Good evening, everyone. We had a gray start to the day today. A few flurries around midday, then breaks the sun for the afternoon. And now we've got one more little round of quick flurries coming down from the northwest. They're racing to the southeast. It'll be working through Somerset and New Bedford and down to Tiverton and Little Compton, all within the next hour. It's not going to do anything. Temperatures are above freezing, so we're going to be A-OK when they go on by. But just keep in mind, anything that happens to be wet and untreated for this evening could become slippery later on tonight. Currently, we're at 35 degrees in Providence. The wind is out of the west-southwest, about 7 miles per hour. Region-wide, we're still holding on to the mid-30s at this time. New Bedford's at 36 degrees, Newport 34. Get over to Block Island and over to Westerly, 36 there. So a little bit cooler, not much, as you move further to the north, but until you get up to Worcester, where it's below freezing at the present time. 31. Well, we look across the country and we see the temperature contrast that is setting up with the developing storm system. You can see all the warm air through the Gulf of Mexico region, temperatures in the 60s and 70s down the Southland, but you've got 20s and 30s to the north. So the clash of air masses creating the storm system that is now wrapping up just east of Denver. So it's gaining some strength now, and it's going to race off to the east-northeast as we go through the day tomorrow. High pressure is going to lead the way, so that's going to set the stage for it to come in with enough cold air in place so that when it arrives, it'll begin as snowfall. So if you're a plow contractor or a DPW worker, here's some of the information you're going to need to know about. So here's all the specifics in summary for you. Snow will begin tomorrow evening after the homebound commute. So we're talking between 9 and 11 o'clock in the evening. If there's going to be any rain mixing in along the south coast or on the east coast towards the Cape, that won't really start happening until Tuesday afternoon, mainly between 1 and 3 o'clock. Basically, the first inch of snowfall we're expecting, that's going to occur after midnight, between midnight and 2 o'clock in the morning. The storm itself, in duration, will last just about 24 hours. So by about anywhere between 9 and 11 o'clock Tuesday evening, this will be pretty much done with. Total snow accumulation for much of Rhode Island, basically it's going to be between 4 and 7 inches. If you're down right along the immediate south coast or out towards Cape Cod or southern Plymouth County, about 2 to 4 inches again because of the potential of a little mixing and maybe a little wetter type snow that will be occurring with the winds that will be coming on shore. So, and after it's all said and done with, we're going to be looking at freezing conditions for the overnights and melting temperatures during the daytime. That's as we go into Wednesday. So let's get to it, see how this is all going to play out. High pressure will be settling in overnight tonight, tomorrow morning. So we'll start out with some sunshine, but here's our storm system way back in the Midwest tomorrow morning. By the afternoon, it will start spreading snow into Pennsylvania and western New York State. And by tomorrow evening, it's infiltrating southern New England. And we'll be seeing some of the heaviest snows occurring after midnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning, as the storm center redevelops off the coastline. Now, it looks like what's really going to happen is the two are not going to work in tandem, but rather the redeveloping low is going to splinter off from the main low, and the main one's going to go well to the north and just fall apart. So while this is taking all the energy, it's going to grab the potential really worst-case scenario that could have played out where we would have got dumped on with snowfall throughout the entire day on Tuesday. So that doesn't look like that is going to be the case. So it looks like most of the energy transfers offshore as we go into Tuesday afternoon. So that's why I say we're going to lose the bulk of the snow accumulations at that point in time, and we'll start drying out Tuesday night into Wednesday. So here's the close-up look as to how this all plays out. Monday afternoon, clouds coming in. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-30s. Then we get into the evening hours, again, between 9, 10, 11 o'clock, snow overspreads the region. And our temperatures will be back down into the upper 20s at that point in time. Notice the darker shades of blue and purplish colors starting to show up here. These are periods of moderate to heavy snow that will be occurring. So that's why I say between midnight, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday will be the bulk of when we're going to get the snow and the hardest impact as well, with the temperatures staying just below freezing through that entire time. So Tuesday morning commute is going to be a tough one for sure. But then things will start to ease up towards midday and our temperatures start to climb perhaps This is a little too high in these numbers. I'm thinking 34, 35 degrees will be about the best we can do. But if you're down along the south coast, certainly we could get some mixing going on with some rain in these points, in these areas at that point in time. And then things really easing up throughout the rest of the afternoon, coming to an end during the evening hours. So this is my thinking. If you're out on the Cape and the Islands, it's a slushy inch or two. But as you move towards the canal, about 2, 3 inches there around Plymouth. Come over to New Bedford, about 3, maybe 3.5, 4 inches. Then you get into the areas around a bunch of eastern Rhode Island and Bristol County. We're definitely talking a good 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. Add a little bit of elevation to the north and west, should be about 7 or 8 inches. You get up towards Burrowville, maybe over towards Coventry as well, and into Killingly, Connecticut. The greatest impact is going to be out through most of Connecticut, where that's where the highest amounts will be. So we'll see how this has to be refined as we get closer to it. We'll have an important update coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. But once we're past that storm, like I said, Wednesday dries out and get some melting into low 40s. And then Thursday, a threat of some rain showers coming in, upper 40s. And then Friday, another system coming our way. Could be a rain-snow mix late that ends as snow Saturday morning. That's a ways off. Let's do this one storm at a time, shall we? Yeah.